Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, good evening. So, are you all doing well? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Pritam, I just now saw. I had muted myself. Good evening. Sinchana, Pritam, Abhigna, everyone. So, yeah, let me on my YouTube. So, actually, we had completed most of the topic yesterday, but there was something remaining that we need to suppose to finish it off today. So, let us see that. Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Okay. So, without any further ado, let's start the class. Okay. So, before starting anything, let me just start recording this. And yeah. Good evening, Soumya. Sachin, you have raised your hand. If you have any doubts, please make sure to ask in the chat box. Okay. So, before starting anything, let me just take the technical check. Just let me know if you're able to hear me properly and are there any network issues. Okay. Hello, everyone in the YouTube also. Good evening, Ashwin. Okay, guys. So I hope there are no any technical issues. And let us start today's class. Okay. So as you know, my name is Ghazala Firdaus, and I'm here to teach you a few biological concepts, right? So we have already started this chapter called as reproduction in organisms. We were about to finish it yesterday, but only a last part was remaining that we're going to finish it off today. And we'll start to give the introduction of the next class. Okay, so next class is about reproduction in flowering plants. So Adu, we will see. Okay, that also we will see. Okay, guys, so there are a few questions on the screen. I want you to answer them. So the question is like, let me read it out for you. The phase comes after reproductive phase in the life cycle is juvenile phase, senescence phase, aging phase, both B and C. Okay, so I'm launching poll for this question. Please make sure to answer in the poll. And ask your other friends to come to the bio class because I can see there is very less attendance here. Okay. Yes. Meanwhile, please keep typing anything in the chat box also so that I should get the idea. Yeah, Shwin, you are correct. You are correct. Okay. Very good. Takshit, Preetam, Litika. No, Litika and Sinchana, I want you to look at the answers once again. See, question is very easy. There is nothing difficult here, but it is kind of confusing which answer to choose, which option to choose. Okay. Yes, Monisha, you are correct. Hita, correct. Okay, so 1 minute is done. I'm going to end the poll. Okay, then let me share the results with you. So results is something like this. Okay, 60% people have chosen option B and 27% people have chosen option B and 13% people have chosen option C. So actually this is very easy question, but still people are getting confused. Well, whatever it is, I'm here to solve your queries. Okay. So let us discuss which is the actual answer for this question. Okay. So as you know, in the last classes, we have studied that. So in the life cycle or in the lifespan, there are few phases that any individual has to undergo in its lifetime, right? So the first, what the organism has to do, it definitely has to take the birth. So after birth, it has to undergo the vegetative phase, or you can say juvenile phase, where the individual will will start to grow, right? So that will be a juvenile phase, or in plants it is called as vegetative phase. Okay, vegetative phase. Okay, so this is the phase where the small plantlet or a small baby will grow into an adult, or can say up to puberty level. Okay, so it's the growing stage or the young stage. Okay, so after juvenile phase, okay, so the individual is getting ready for the reproductive phase, है ना? So it is getting ready for the reproductive phase, where you are going to see the other three stages which we had talked yesterday, right? So let me change the ink. Okay, so yesterday we saw pre-fertilization, है ना? Then fertilization. So these are the stages. Then post-fertilization. So all these events are, stages that you're going to see in the reproductive phase only. So after reproductive phase, okay, so the individual will come across a process called as aging. Okay, so that phase is called as senescence phase, also called as aging phase. Okay, so aging or senescence, both are nothing but same only. Okay, so I had written this in the last class also. Okay, senescent phase are also called as aging phase. Both are nothing the same. Okay, so then the individual will die. So you can see here, after the reproductive phase, the next stage that you're going to see is both senescence and aging, right? So that's why answer for this question is D. Because both are correct. B is also correct, C is also correct. Well, juvenile is not the correct answer. Juvenile is the phase which is going to present before the reproductive phase. Okay, so before reproductive phase is juvenile, after reproductive phase is senescent phase. Okay, so this is a very easy question, nothing very difficult here. So let's move ahead. Which of the following has to occur if a diploid body has to produce haploid gametes? Okay, so options are meiosis, mitosis, fertilization, embryo transfer. Okay, so I'm launching poll for this question. I'm waiting for your answers. Please answer in the poll. Very good, Ashwin. Your answer is correct. Yes, yes, yes. Likita, Ashwini, Harsha, and all other people here. Okay, so last 20 seconds. Okay, done. Exactly 60 seconds. So I have ended the poll. So result is something like this. 94% people have chosen option A and 6% people have chosen option B. Okay, and nobody has chosen C and D. I'm very happy to see that. Okay, so let us discuss which is the correct answer for this question. So what are they asking here, students? See, which of the following has to occur if diploid body has to produce haploid gametes? Yesterday in my class, I had told you few sentences actually that were directly took from your NCRT. Okay, so what I had told, if the parent is haploid, it will give rise to the haploid gamete only. Or you can say the haploid, this one, what is that? Haploid gametes, yes. So let me write here, if the parent cell is haploid, it will give rise to the haploid gametes. Okay. So if the cell division happens within the 2n, then again 2n, 2n. So this is the case you're going to see in mitosis. Okay, so this is the case you're going to see in mitosis where the division is equational. Matlab, the same number of chromosomes will be passed on to the offsprings. But there is another type of division called as meiosis. So what happens in meiosis? if the parent cell is having diploid kind of ploidy or chromosomes, then the offsprings will be haploid. That means there is a reduction in the chromosome number. Okay, whereas in mitosis there was no reduction, so equal number of chromosomes were distributed, but in the case of meiosis there is reduction. Okay, so there should be a reduction. So mitosis you're going to see in the somatic cells of the body, like you can say all the cells other than your germ cells. Okay, somatic cells. Okay, somatic cells, all the other cells except your germ cells, or you can say sex cells. So meiosis always happens in the germ cells. Okay, where our reproductive units are formed. Okay, so wahan pe hota hai. Now, meiosis, after meiosis, you're going to get the haploid gametes, right? So do you know what is the reason of getting haploid gametes? What if they are diploid gametes? Gametes अगर diploid रहेगा तो क्या होगा? You tell me. See, when we're talking about fertilization, I told you in the last class, right? So in fertilization process, okay, in sexual reproduction, we need two gametes, one male and female. So male and female both should be haploid so that we should get a diploid zygote. So now I'm asking, what if the parent was diploid? Nobody's asking anything in the chat box or writing anything. Well, see, the reason for this is why gametes always have to be haploid, because see, haploid will fuse to form a zygote, right? So zygote will be always diploid. Okay, so ये diploid होगा तभी तो इसमें characters आएंगे ना, थोड़े mother से थोड़े father से जब ये characters आएंगे, so it will be an another unidentical individual, right? So यहाँ पे जब 2n बनेगा, so this 2n cell or you can say zygote will undergo mitotic divisions. Okay, so after mitotic divisions, it will give rise to the embryo, or you can say in the case of people or humans, you can say fetus. So initially embryo develop hota hai, then fetus. Okay, so this is how it is going to happen. Now, if you look into the options, okay, so meiosis is the answer for this question. Why? Because diploid body has to produce haploid gamete. So this is a diploid gamete. Okay, so this is the diploid one. So it is going to produce the haploid. Okay, so mitosis is the equational. So if it is n, you're going to get the n. If it is 2n, you're going to get the 2n. Okay, so fertilization. So fertilization is the process of fusion. That means fusion of gametes to give the zygote. So embryo transfer is related with the pollination. So this is also not the option for this question. Is this clear? Actually, we had discussed this in the last class. Okay. So what do you mean by syngamy? Fusion of similar spores, fusion of gametes, fusion of dissimilar spores, fusion of cytoplasm. I'm launching poll for this. My chat box is so, क्या कहते हैं, बेचारा खामोश बेटा है. My chat box. Nobody's saying anything or writing in the chat box. I would like if the chat box is engaged. Otherwise, I'll get bored. Yes, Ashwin KS, you are correct. Acha, Sachin is smiling. Okay. Hi. So which is your answer? Answer is B, C, D. Which is answer? A. Okay, so last 20 seconds. Last 20 seconds. Very good, Ashwini, Harsha. Ashwini, are you from Haveri? Are you from Haveri? Acha. I'm teaching physically in Haveri as a physical teacher for your seniors. Now, if you come to Haveri, then I'll be there as a biology faculty. Okay, so 1 minute is done. I'm ending the poll. So let me share the results with you. So results is something like this. Okay, so 70% people have chosen option B, and a few people, like 22% people, have chosen option A, and 1% has chosen option C and D. I don't know on what basis they have chosen, but let's not worry. Let's discuss. Okay. So syngamy means what? If you split the term, syn means fusion. Wherever in the biology, if you come across SYN, means fusion or union. Okay, fusion or union. Gamy means marriage. So यहाँ पे शादी हो रही है by the fusion of two gametes. Okay, so this is syngamy. So what is this? तो किसके बीच में fusion हो रहा है? Fusion of similar spores. See, never. Spore is the actually product which is obtained from the asexual reproduction. So asexual reproduction से आपको spore मिला है. So spore will just stay dormant in the environmental conditions. When it finds the appropriate environmental conditions, then it will germinate to give rise to the individual. So never ever spores will fuse. कभी भी spore fuse नहीं करते. Whether they are similar or dissimilar. Okay, so only gametes fuse. Okay, there is another concept here called as fusion of cytoplasm. Okay, so see, whenever we are talking about fusion, like see, one male and one female, right? So जब sperm and egg fuse होता है, okay, जब sperm and egg fuse होता है, so what you're going to get? You're going to get a diploid zygote. Okay, you're going to get a diploid zygote. So if you get a diploid zygote, so यहाँ पे क्या होता है? Entire cell doesn't fuse. Only remember one thing. I'll write here as a note. Nucleus will fuse. Why? Because inside the nucleus there is a genetic material. Right, so genetic material has to exchange when we're talking about sexual reproduction. So cytoplasm never fuses, only the nucleus will fuse. Okay, so nucleus of the sperm and nucleus of the egg will fuse together to form a diploid zygote. Okay, so answer for this question is fusion of gametes. Okay, fusion of gametes. So cytoplasm क्या करेगा भाई? क्या करते हैं? Fuse होके, है ना? So whatever that has to fuse is the genetic material which is present inside the nucleus. Okay, so this is the concept. Now, yesterday we had studied a lot of things, but today again we are going to look after the fertilization. Okay, so we had completed the pre-fertilization events and we had started the fertilization. So we had already discussed in fertilization, you see the syngamy process, right? The fusion or the union. Okay, so after this procedure, you have to study the types of fertilization based on the location where union is happening. Either union of gametes हो रहा है, उसके basis पे there are two types. One is external. Okay, one is external, another one is internal. Okay, so these are the two types of fertilization. Now, if you see, let us study the first type, that is external fertilization. Here, what happens? Outside the body of an organism, fertilization takes place. That means a fish, you can say, for example, fish. So female fish will releases its eggs, okay, in the water. So male fish, what it will do, it will sense the eggs. कहाँ पे egg है बोल के ढूंढते ढूंढते फिरता है. जहाँ पे भी उसको sense होता है कि हाँ यहाँ पे female के अंडे हैं. So what it will do, the male will drop its sperm above the female. So on that time, what happens? The fusion of the sperm and egg will occur for the formation of the new individual of fish. Okay, so this is how it is going to happen. That is outside the body. Okay, not inside the body. Okay, so where you're going to see this, especially in the aquatic forms like algae and amphibians. Okay, amphibians को तो frog ले सकते हो, है ना? And some bony fishes. Okay, but there is a biggest issue here. The problem is, can you tell me, anyone, what is the extreme problem in the external fertilization? Actually, this is not adaptive. मतलब this is not liked by the nature. Why? Any specific reason for this? I'm waiting for your answers. Okay. I don't know why this batch people doesn't say anything. Fusion rate is less. A very good, Giant. Definitely. See, eggs are not taken care of. Yeah. Offsprings will not get protection. How do? Yes. Less chance of egg getting fertilized. This is the important one, which Bhumika said, less chance of getting egg fertilized. See, what happens is all these fertilization is happening in water, right? In the aquatic condition. So once the female will drop the eggs in the water, so water is not a stagnant one. It will move, right? So it will move from water current. तो जहाँ पे water जाएगा वहाँ पे हमारे eggs भी बहेंगे. So they will also move. So in such cases, it will be very difficult to track the eggs. One thing. Next thing, okay. So other bigger fishes can eat those eggs. Okay. So there are other species of fish, they will eat the eggs. That is one. And another thing is, okay, so they will not get any protection from anyone. They're just like, पापची बेचारे ऐसे पड़े हुए हैं पानी में, किसी का सहारा नहीं, किसी का साथ नहीं, बेचारे अकेले. तो ऐसे कंडीशन में बताओ हमारे एक्स ना डिप्रेस हो जाएंगे. I'm kidding. Okay, so they'll not get the protection. Okay, so these are the few disadvantages of the external fertilization. Now both of the fishes, both female and male, has to produce many number. That is also another point. They have to produce the gametes many number. Whereas, see, if you take the examples of humans, only male sperms are produced in millions of numbers, but female का eggs are very limited, है ना? But यहाँ पे देखो दोनों को ज्यादा प्रोड्यूस करना होता है. If you are a foodie, मतलब आपने कभी खाया है egg के fish के अंडों को, if you have eaten fish ka egg, you might see there are many eggs, small eggs in a big pouch. So that entire pouch is dropped. Okay, or you can say the pouch से बाहर सारा अंडा गिरता रहता है. So the fertilization का chance is very less. Okay, that's why nature doesn't like it. But this is one of the type of fertilization. Okay, so the best and always favorite for the nature is the internal fertilization. Okay, so here what happens? Fertilization happens inside the body. Like the female gamete is present within the mother, matlab female. Okay, and the male carries the sperm. Okay, so after that the fertilization takes place. Okay, so if you take the example of humans or this chicken that you're seeing here, okay, so inside the body fertilization is happening. So this happens in the higher animals and the majority of higher plants. Okay, so you can see at the picture here. Okay, so here is the ovarian tube and here sperms are traveling towards the ovarian tube. So here fertilization will happen. यहाँ पे fertilization होगा. Okay, in the ovarian tube. From here ovaries are produced. Okay, ovaries produce होंगे तो यहाँ पे आपका sperm travel करके आएगा यहाँ से. These are testicles. So this is how internal fertilization takes place. And humans, so you know, right? If you don't know, also we'll study this in the next chapter. Okay, yeah. So before going into this, let me give you some interesting facts or something. So have you heard of mouth brooding? Anyone? Mouth brooding. Have anyone heard of this? No. Many people are saying no. Okay. So have you heard this cichlids? This is nothing but a type of fish. Okay, here what happens? Okay, after fertilization. Okay, fertilization internal आ जाता है. So internal fertilization होने के बाद क्या होता है? The zygote. Okay, the zygote will be, safeguarded within the mouth. Okay, within the mouth of the fish. लाइक एक फिश होता है, ठीक है, सो इट्स द फिश का कैपेसिटी विल बी वेरी लार्ज. Okay, so fertilized eggs will be carried within the mouth. Why? For the protection. Okay, so cichlid is one of such species. It will start to give the protection in the mouth and also related to the buccal. So buccal cavity से पूरा mouth तक cover करके रखता है. Okay, so even after the fertilized eggs are hatch करने के बाद भी, okay, so near the how it will intake food, ma'am. At that time, it will not intake food, Prajwal. So when the cichlid is keeping the fertilized egg in mouth, alva, उस time पे it will not intake anything. So क्या करते हैं? It will be a biparental process. कुछ time तक mother रख लेती है cichlids के बच्चों को, कुछ time तक she will pass on to the male one. So male cichlid will keep the fertilized egg for some times. Okay. So उसके बाद क्या होता है, जब eggs hatch हो जाते हैं, when eggs will hatch, even after that the mother will protect them until they are ready for मतलब जो ढूंढ के खाना खाते हैं ना fishes. Okay, until they get adjust with the atmosphere and everything. Okay, so एक mother fish होती है. Okay, one mother fish will be there. Okay, so this mother fish will carry many in the mouth. तो यहाँ पे baby fishes होते हैं हमेशा. So she takes inside all the fishes and again gives back. Takes inside again all and give back. So that is all for the protection. ठीक है. So for example, if you take, there is some bigger fishes coming and that is looking for the prey. So at that time, what she will do? This mother will take up all the fishes for protection. After that, big fishes went, she will put out. So something like this kind of mechanism. And if you take the example of this one, what is that? Kangaroo. Do you know what happens in kangaroo? Yes. Kangaroo has 3 vagina. Okay. 2 for intercourse, मतलब sexual intercourse. ये 2 vagina से kangaroo will undergo sex, and another one is just for giving birth. Okay, so giving birth. What happens? See, so kangaroo ka fertilization is again internal fertilization. So the baby that is produced out is in the embryonic stage. That is very small stage. Ears, eyes, mouth, nothing is developed. Okay, but still it will be just like a jelly. A small jelly-like shape का होता है. वो क्या होता है, इस vagina से it will come out and it will pass on inside the pouch of the kangaroo. Okay, so inside the pouch, the atmosphere will be such like that. 2 vaginas for sexual intercourse. For having sexual intercourse. We humans have 1. Kangaroo has 2. I don't know why. Okay, so that jelly-like small larva will enter inside the pouch. So kangaroo का जो pouch होता है उसके अंदर. So pouch will have all the beautiful atmosphere. It will be hairless, very smooth. So it will give the very warm and cozy atmosphere. And it contains 4 nipples. ठीक है? So वो pouch के अंदर 4 nipples होते हैं in kangaroo. So what it will do? The larvae will grow. So jelly type का छोटा jelly होता है. Then it will start to grow by suckling all the milk taken from the kangaroo. Okay, so why this is happening? Because in kangaroo, it is not having placenta. It is not a placental mammal. Okay, ये placenta नहीं रहता. इसीलिए क्या होता है embryonic stage में, it will be given out and taken care in the pouches. Okay, so kangaroo pouch is a very beautiful thing to observe. Okay, so any other things, if anyone know about fertilization, you can share. If you want to know or anything like that. Have you heard about seahorses? Seahorses are the only fishes in which male fish is going to carry the fertilized eggs. Okay, so what happens? Acha, 1% says yes. So what happens here? Okay, so क्या होता है भाई? Female seahorse will drop all the unfertilized eggs within the pouch of seahorse. Okay, seahorse के उसके एक होता है organ. So वहां पे सारे unfertilized egg डाल देती है female one. So what male will do? Male will take all the unfertilized eggs and it will carry the sperm. So inside the male seahorse, the fusion will take place. The fertilization will take place, and it will keep inside the pouch. Just like kangaroo, seahorse भी अपने fertilized eggs को it will keep inside the pouch. So until or unless they are fit for the nature. Okay. So after that, they will come out of the seahorse body. Okay. So this is a very unique adaptive feature where you can see the male one is be getting pregnant and carrying a baby. That means the embryo for the longer time. Okay. So this is how. Okay. Okay, so this is some extra information that I gave you. Then let's move ahead. So now fertilization is finished. So after fertilization, there is an event called as post-fertilization event. Up to 3 months, Chetana, 33. Actually, yenagutte gotta. So in 33 days, okay, so it will keep up to 33 days. Matlab, there is no syngamy in female. No, Harsha. Syngamy will happen in male. Why? I told you, right? Seahorse will drop all the unfertilized eggs within the male. Okay. So there is no syngamy in female. So Chetana, see, kangaroo na, it will be there up to few days, like 33 days. 33 days तक ही वो pregnant रहता है. फिर she will give rise to a jelly like a small embryonic this one. ऐसा होता है कुछ. It will be something like this. Okay, so this is a jelly-like small one. So it will crawl. Okay, first in the embryonic stage, the kangaroo will give birth to this small kangaroo. Okay, small younger one, and this younger one will travel. This will move and it will go inside the pouch. Pouch के अंदर जाता है and there it will continue its further development. तब तक कुछ development नहीं हुआ रहता kangaroo में. Only limbs will be developed. Why? For the climbing into the pouch. Okay. What about fertilized eggs? See, seahorse will carry the fertilized egg and seahorse will get pregnant. Okay, male seahorse. I'm talking about male seahorse. So if syngamy happens in male seahorse and male seahorse will carry. So it will become pregnant and later it will give rise to the younger ones. Ma'am, will that really be smarter than a coffee bean? Smaller than a coffee? Okay. इतना तो नहीं पता यार, शायद कॉफी बीन से बड़ा ही हो सकता है. कॉफी बीन से तो बड़ा हो सकता है. In male, Harsha, why are you getting confused? See, whatever you talk about female, that is opposite in seahorse. Seahorse में उल्टा होता है. Male get pregnant. That's why I mentioned this because it's an exception. Otherwise, I wouldn't have mentioned about seahorse. Okay, did you get the thing now, Harsha? Okay. So we are talking about post-fertilization events. So one thing that you need to remember is embryogenesis. That is, zygote is a diploid one. So it has to give rise to the embryo. So how it will give rise to embryo? By undergoing many mitotic divisions. Okay, बहुत सारा mitosis होता है. So if there is a 2n number of cells here, chromosomal cells, then again it will give rise to the 2n cells. Okay, so that many number of cells will be formed, okay, by equational division. Also, there will be cell differentiation. That means only same type of cell produce करके क्या फायदा? There should be different type of cells. Like there will be different kind of neuron cells will be there, nephron cells will be there. Okay, intestinal cells will be different. Intestinal cells will be different. Skin cells will be different. Okay, so all these will be different. So these differentiated cells are produced here only in the embryo. Okay, and also ये जब नेफ्रॉन का एक होता है ना सेल, नेफ्रॉन और न्यूरॉन का एक सेल से बहुत सारे फिर माइटोसिस होते होते बहुत बनते रहते हैं. Okay, like this. So multiplication will happen. So multiplication is happening by mitosis. Cell differentiation is happening for producing many different parts of the body. Okay, so if it is in the case of plants, what happens? Plant mein kya hota hai? So there will be a few differentiated cells, like for the growth of buds, floral buds, for the growth of leaves, for the growth of roots, there will be some cells. So this is how cells will differentiate. So eventually it will give rise to the embryo. So in humans, embryo ke baad, so embryonal stage will be up to 3 months. 2 to 3 months. So after 3 months, whatever the baby, the thing is present in the womb, that is called as fetus. Okay, 3 months tak embryo bolte hain in humans. After 3 months, it is called as fetus. Okay, so after fetus is completely grown, then it will be a small baby when the baby is delivered out. Okay. Now, so this is the thing you can see here in the picture. You can see in the picture the events after formation of zygote. What happens? Embryogenesis happens. Okay, so embryogenesis happens. So here in the sea, you can plant, this is a ovule. Okay, so ovule is present inside of ovary, right? So consider this as the ovary. And this is stigma. So this is stigma, this is style. Okay, so this is style, this is stigma. Okay, so this is ovary. So inside ovary, there will be many ovules, and this is one of those ovule. So this ovule got fertilized, and you can see here there is the mitotic division. Okay, so from one zygote, there will be two cells formed that is called as suspensor cell and embryo cells. So don't worry about this. You are going to study this in detail in the next chapter. Okay, so wahan pe aap padhoge. So this one cell will divide to give rise to the other cell, and again that will divide. So ऐसे करके बहुत सारे cells बनते हैं. So here you can say, so some cells are for the production of roots, some cells are for the production of shoot, so something like that. Okay, so after this there will be a heart-shaped embryo. Okay, heart-shaped embryo stage, and then torpedo-shaped embryo stage, and then this is a completely mature this one embryo. So this embryo after fertilization will, like I'll write here, after fertilization, ovule will become seed and ovary will become fruit. Okay, so if this is the ovule, then this is the seed. Okay, after the complete development of embryo, so what you are going to get from ovule is a seed. Okay. Okay, I just now saw Ashwin's question. Then how will zygote in kangaroo develop without nourishing tissue? See, there is no placenta in kangaroo, Ashwin, KS. Okay, so that is why it has developed its mechanism like that. There will be a very small embryonic stage, just a small development. Okay, so after that embryonal stage only, it is given birth, and that small छोटा embryonal stage का बच्चा वो travel करके आएगा inside the pouch. So everything, nourishment and growth and development, whatever happening is inside the kangaroo there. Okay, तो pouch के अंदर हो रहा है सब कुछ. Okay, Ashwin, sorry, I just saw your question. Okay. So this is all about it. And this is happening in the plants, and this is in animals. If you say this diagram in animals, so this is the diploid zygote. So it will undergo mitotic divisions. So here also mitosis, here also mitotic divisions to give many cells. So 2-cell stage, then 4-cell stage, then 8-cell stage, then morula, blastocyst or blastula. So all these cells will be formed. Okay, so embryo, developed embryo, and then fetus, and all these stages. You're going to study this in the next chapters. Okay, while we are explaining about the embryogenesis, तब बोलूंगी आपको ये सब. Okay, so based on the place of development of the zygote, okay, so zygote is done after fertilization. So this zygote, where it will develop, based on that, there are 3 types, okay, Oviparous, Viviparous, and Ovoviviparous. Okay, so anyone know what is Oviparous? So Oviparous are those mothers or animals. Oh my God. I hope you can't see me now because light is out here. So, but no problem, you can hear my voice. So, koi problem nahi. So, oviparous are those, they are egg laying. Very good, Jay and Sita and all other people. So, they are egg laying. Matlab, what the mother will do after fertilization, the mother will lay the eggs. Okay, so eggs kya karega? Bahar aa jayega. So, it will be there only for incubation. Incubation matlab, after giving the egg, matlab laying the egg, the mother will try to keep the appropriate environmental conditions for the developing egg. जो egg के अंदर हो रहा है ना, egg के अंदर अभी वो develop हो रहा है, with the help of yolk, the chick is growing, then it has to hatch and come out. So all those developmental process have to be taken place under the appropriate environmental conditions. So all of those will be given by chicken after laying egg. Okay, so उसके बाजू में बैठ जाता है या फिर उसको खरीब खरीब रखता है या चारे के अंदर अंदर डाल के रखता है, so something like that. Okay, so example is best one is chicken. You can see here our chicken. Okay, then viviparous are those which give rise to the younger ones. Like if parent is a human, then the baby will also be a human, but a younger one, a small baby. Okay, so in viviparous, the parent is giving birth to the younger one. Okay, so matlab chota wala, similar kind of. So what is ovoviviparous then? So viviparous का example है this one, dogs, we humans, cats, all of these. So ovoviviparous is nothing but here what happens, let me write here. First, eggs are laid. Okay, so eggs are laid inside the female body. Okay, female body के अंदर ही eggs को वो lay करती है. Oh sorry. Female body, and then that egg will be present there only until it is completely developed and ready for hatching. Okay, so eggs will be laid inside female body and kept there until baby is ready to hatch. Hatch means हर्षा, अभी एक अंडा होता है ना, तो इस अंडे के बाहर ये फोड़ के, okay, crack opening this egg, a small chick will come out. Okay, so the small chick coming out of an eggshell is called as hatching. Okay, yeah. So eggs laid first inside the female body only. So female body के अंदर egg बनता है, ठीक है, तो उस eggs के अंदर yolk होता है. Okay, inside that yolk will be there, and that developing younger one will utilize the nutrition from the yolk. Yolk से nutrition लेके, and then when the baby is ready to hatch, तो उस time पे वो give birth करता है. That means this third type has both the qualities, like it lays eggs also and it give rise to the younger one also. Okay, so give younger one also. So it has both the qualities. So the best example for this is a shark. You can take the example of shark and few snakes. Okay, shark and few snakes are also the example. Okay, for viviparous you can say dogs, cats. For oviparous you can say some birds and our chicken. Okay. So one more thing, very important thing that you need to remember is these viviparous animals, they have placenta for nutrition. Okay, they will give placental nutrition for the younger one. Humans are example for oviparous. No, Amit. Humans are example for viviparous. Amit, humans are example for viviparous. Eggs का मतलब shelled egg. See, Amit, if you are getting confused, we produces ova. We human produce ovum. Okay, we don't produce egg. Here, egg means this shelled kind of egg. So this is a calcium shell, calciferous shell का egg. तो ऐसा female के अंदर produce होता है, lay होता है, then that will hatch inside the body only, and it is given back like given out of the body like a younger one. Okay, Amit? Yeah. So viviparous have placenta for nutrition, but ovoviviparous doesn't have placenta for giving the nutrition. Instead, they will utilize the yolk. Okay, they utilize the yolk. So यहाँ पे भी वैसे हो रहा है, egg के अंदर egg yolk होता है ना, so that yolk is utilized for the nourishment. Okay, so remember this viviparous are the animals which provide the nutrition by important organ called as placenta. And in the case of humans, you can say placenta is connected to fetus by a umbilical cord. Okay, you will study all this. Okay, so if you look here, you can get the entire picture. Vovi means egg. Okay, then perio means giving birth. Okay, so the best example is bird. Okay, all the birds have the capacity to lay eggs. Okay, so this bird is the example. Okay, is fertilization of shark like other fishes? Yeah, Pratiksha, why did you ask this question? See, shark and other fishes are similar only. External for see, actually, wait, Pratiksha, I'll get back to you about this. Okay, so according to my knowledge, it has to be external, but shark now we can there might be an exception. Okay, so I'll get back to you with this, Pratiksha. Okay, give me some time. Okay, yeah. So Viviparous is nothing but a living organism is given birth. Okay, so vivus means living, मतलब जैसा parent है वैसा ही बच्चा निकलेगा. ठीक है, तो giving birth to the normal organism that might be an example of humans and mammals. Prajwal is asking, please explain ovoviviparous. See what happens. Prajwal, see, if there is a shark, let me write here a shark. Okay. Okay, it's a very ugly looking shark. Well, we can't do anything. Okay, so this is our shark. Ma'am, in which category frog comes? They're amphibians. They can live both in terrestrial and aquatic conditions. So, okay, I'm answering Prajwal's answer. So, यहाँ पे क्या होता है? देखो Prajwal, first it's fertilization is internal here. यहाँ पे देखो, who asked this question few moments back? Fertilization of shark is like other fishes. See, in other fishes, fertilization is external, but in shark, I think it's internal fertilization. Okay, so internal fertilization होता है यहाँ पे. अच्छा, frog. See, what happens in the case of frog is it's the external fertilization, right? So यहाँ पे ना there is no chance of saying this one egg. So this is viviparous only. You can say vivi. Okay, Jayan? Because see, a male frog will drop its sperm on the female eggs. एक frog क्या करता है? पहले अपने unfertilized eggs पानी में छोड़ देता है. Then over this, the sperms will be released out. Okay, over this. So they will come and fertilize here. Okay, so they'll come and fertilize here. And again, after fertilization, they will give rise to the younger ones. Okay, so here there is no concept of ovi. It is viviparous. Okay, Jen, done. Okay, so internal fertilization होके यहाँ पे क्या होता है? So egg will be laid. Egg will be laid by the shark. Okay, so this egg is carried inside the shark only because इसको न्यूट्रिशन देने के लिए प्लासेंटा नहीं है. See, there is no any placenta connecting with the mother. Okay, there is no placenta. So this egg के अंदर यहाँ पे सारे चीजें है, मतलब yolk है. Okay, so this is kept inside the mother just for giving the appropriate environmental conditions. I told you, right? We saw in the external fertilization जब हमने normal fishes का बोला, तो normal fishes क्या करते हैं? They will just drop the eggs on outside the body, right? So outside the body only the sperm will fertilize. So their chances of fertilization is very less. So यहाँ पे to overcome that demerit, this shark has modified itself in such a way that it is undergoing internal fertilization and it is keeping the fertilized egg inside. So after यहाँ पे सब बच्चा भी ready हो गया hatch करने को, तो then what happens? It will give away the small baby. Okay, so something like this. Is it fine now? Did you understand what I just said? So that's why it is categorized under Oviparous. Okay? पहले एग देता है, फिर एग को ना नॉर्मल एटमॉस्फेरिक कंडीशंस देता है, कीपिंग द एग इनसाइड द बॉडी ऑफ द फीमेल. देन व्हेन द बेबी इज रेडी टू हैच और द फीटस इज रेडी टू हैच, तो उस टाइम पे क्या करता है, तो वो क्या करता है, स्पेस करके देता है फॉर द रिलीज ऑफ द स्मॉल शार्क. ओके, बेबी शार्क. ओके, so which of the following is a post-fertilization event in flowering plants? Is it given out as an egg or baby? Ruchita, baby. Baby. That's what I'm saying. Lay egg as a oviparous and giving birth to young one as a viviparous. That's why it is called as ovoviviparous. Yes, Ruchita? It is given out as baby. Baby shark. Okay, so I'm launching the poll for this question. Very good, Likita and Prajwal. I have launched the poll. Please make sure to answer in the chat box. Prajwal, look at the options once again. Don't get confused. Last 20 seconds. People are getting confused. I don't know why. They are asking post-fertilization event. Post-fertilization event in flowering plants. Okay, so 60 seconds is done. I'm ending the poll now. So let me share the results. So results are somewhat like this. So 57% people have chosen option B, and 11% people have chosen option A, and 25% people have chosen option C. Okay, and bus D may be 7% choose kiye hai bachche, but I don't know why they are confused. Let us discuss which is the correct answer for this question. Okay, so I'll write here. So fertilization means it is the process happening in a reproductive phase. है ना? So reproductive phase of the life cycle, this is happening. So the first will be called as pre-fertilization. So what happens in pre-fertilization? Okay, gametogenesis takes place. Okay, so what happens? Gametogenesis, that is formation of gametes, and pollination, that is gamete transfer. Okay, gamete transfer. So after that, what happens? There is another process after pre-fertilization is a fertilization, right? So after this, there is a fertilization. So after fertilization, there will be a process called as post-fertilization. Okay, so in fertilization, what happens? Syngamy happens. That means fusion of both male and female gametes. In post-fertilization, what happens? Embryogenesis happen. Alva. So syngamy में हमें zygote मिला था. अभी ये zygote क्या करेगा? बहुत सारे mitotic divisions करेगा to give rise to an embryo. Okay, so embryogenesis होगा यहाँ पे. So embryo बन के हमें अगर फ्लावर में है, I mean if it is in a plant, so what it will be is a ovule will be converted into a seed and ovary will be converted into a fruit in the case of plants. Whereas in the case of animals, what happens? Embryo will eventually convert into fetus, then fetus to the small baby. Okay, so this is how the events are going to happen. ठीक है. So now look at the question, which of the following is the post fertilization event in the flowering plant? So now you tell me which is this. Embryo development is the answer. Embryogenesis means, you know, right, development of embryo. So transfer of pollen grains means pollination. So pollination is happening in pre-fertilization stage, है ना. तो यहाँ पे देखो ये कहाँ पे हो रहा है, सी गैमेट ट्रांसफर में हो रहा है, दैट इज here. This is a pollination process. Okay. Then formation of flower. So formation of flower कब होता है? So before happening any of the reproductive phase. So this happens in the beginning, or you can say in the end of juvenile phase. Okay. So juvenile, अरे something's wrong with my pen. Juvenile phase का end, or you can say beginning of reproductive phase. So beginning of reproductive phase is indicated by the formation of flower. ठीक है. So flower बन गया, तो यहाँ पे flower बन जाने के बाद की कहानी है. So this is not the option. This is also not the option. So formation of pollen grain. So this formation of pollen grain also comes in pre-fertilization, है ना. So ये क्या है, ये यहाँ पे है देखो. Sorry. Array, what happened here? Something's wrong with my pen. Okay, you can see here. Okay, so this is coming under pre-fertilization. So which is the only option given here for the post-fertilization is embryo development. This is easy, yeah, very easy. Okay, so this completes the chapter. So let's start the next chapter ka introduction. So it will be easy for another teacher to get into the other chapters. Matlab another concepts, other concepts. Okay. So yeah, there's a question on the screen for you. Easiest question ever on the history. What is the reproductive unit in angiosperms? I want you to say which is the reproductive unit in angiosperms. Okay, so I'm launching the poll for this question. Very good. Very good, Likhita and Jeevan. Correct, Ashwin KS. You are correct. Last 15 seconds. There are 46 people on this meeting. Only 31 people have voted till now. Such a easy question, yaar. छोटा बच्चा भी बोल देगा. Okay, so I'm ending the poll now because time is done. So results are somewhat like this. 94% people have chosen option B, and 1%, sorry, 6% people have chosen option A. यार क्या सोच के choose किया बाबा? Okay, let's see here. What is the reproductive unit in angiosperms? So you know, right, in angiosperms what happens? Sexual reproduction happens because angiosperms are the higher plants, right? The sexual reproduction happens. So sexual reproduction कहाँ पे होता है? Yeah, so this happens in flower. Okay, flowers are called as sex units. Okay, sex units of angiosperms or plants. So flowers के अंदर क्या होता है? Both gynoecium, that is a female reproductive part, and androecium, that is a male reproductive part. Hence the answer for this question is D. Stem से होता है क्या यार reproduction? Stem देता है आपको fruit, root देता है आपको fruit, या leaf देता है? All these are wrong answers. Okay, D is the correct answer for this question. Such a easy question. Okay, So in flower, what type of reproduction takes place? In flower, what type of reproduction takes place? Asexual, sexual, binary fission, budding. I'm launching the poll for this question. It is also very easy. Just now I said few moments back. Very good, Ashwin KS. Yes, Chandana, Prajwal, and these people. Srishti, very good. Pratiksha, yes. Bhagya, Chetana, Harsha, all are correct. Okay. Yes, Rishita. So actually, few moments back, I answered this question unknowingly. I didn't know that I had added this question. Okay, I forgot and I explained. Well, no problem. Let us see how many of you remember. In flower, what type of reproduction takes place? Okay, time is done. Exactly, it is 1. So let me share the results. So 85% people have chosen the option B, and 15% people have chosen option A, and C and D is chosen by no one. So let me stop sharing and discuss. Okay. So in flower, which type of reproduction takes place? Flower is what? Flower is the sex unit in plants. Okay, sex unit in plants. So sex units means what? Obviously there is happening sexual reproduction, है ना? तो sexual reproduction हो रहा है इसीलिए तो sex unit बोलना है. If there is a flower, okay, so there is a presence of this one. This is a female part, and there is also male part. है ना? So what is this? This is the male reproductive unit and this is the female reproductive unit which are found in a flower. So if there are two gametes found, or you can say the two sex units are found, then it is definitely a sexual reproduction. Okay, इतना तो सोचो भाई, asexual reproduction में क्या निकलता है? Clone निकलता है, just like the parent. But in sexual reproduction, clone is not given. Unidentical offspring is given. क्यों unidentical offspring मिलता है? By the fusion of the male and the female gamete. Okay, so flower are the sexual parts, or you can say the sex units in the plant. Okay, remember this. So asexual is definitely not the option. Can you give me any example for budding and binary fusion? Give me the example for binary fusion. Yeah, definitely. Amoeba. Amoeba, best example. Yeah, bacteria. Very good. Yes. Hydra for budding. Very nice. And give me another one. Yeast. Okay, that is Saccharomyces. Saccharomyces. Bacteria, amoeba, Hydra. Okay. Yeah, even sponge. Yes, Chetana. Even sponge. Okay. So these are the few examples, and these definitely don't do the sexual reproduction. They do the asexual one. Okay. Yeah. So let me give you a small introduction about the new chapter, that is reproduction in flowering plants. So actually in chapter only it is written, I guess, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Chapter का name में ही है भाई sexual reproduction. Still 15% people ने wrong किया इस question को, अभी जो मैंने पूछा. क्या भाई? Okay. So all flowering plants show sexual reproduction. ये तो पता है ना? So all flowering plants show sexual reproduction. Why? Because this flower contains the both male gametes and female gametes. Hence they are called as sex units. देखो यहाँ पे दिख रहा है. Okay, so this is the stigma. Let me change the color. अरे फिर मैंने वही लिया. Okay, so this is your female part and this is the male part. These are stamens. So both of them are found in a one flower. Okay, so hence they are the sex units. Okay, presence of male and female gametes. Now, this is the sentence taken from the NCRT. Inflorescence bear floral buds, which leads to the formation of parts of flower. Okay, so always remember there is a term called as primordium. Okay, so there's a term called as primordium. So what is primordium? See, there is a seed. Okay, you have soaked the seed in water for about 24 hours and it start to germinate and it give rise to the radicle and plumule. So radicle and plumule aane ke baad, there will be here many meristematic cells. Okay, so I hope you know what is meristematic cells. Meristematic cells are those cells which are actively dividing and they are so much active by dividing the cells and differentiating cells. Not only dividing, they even differentiate. Okay, so बहुत सारे cells बनाता है. तो पहले क्या होता है, ये जो मेरिस्टेमेटिक सेल का स्टेज होता है ना, उसको we call it as primordial stage. Okay, so here the cells will undergo many mitotic divisions and also cell differentiation. That means the meristematic cells will divide. What type of cell to become? Either it has to become a flower primordium. That means तो कुछ cells होते हैं meristematic के, in future they're going to become the flower. So flower primordium बनना है या leaf primordium बनना है. So it is going to decide here. Okay, so in the meristematic cells. So after that many cells will be formed and many primordia will be formed. Similarly stem will be there, similarly root will be there. So like this. So all these will be present here inside the seed. Okay, तो इसी तरीके से when a bud is formed, अभी देखो एक फ्लावर प्राइमोर्डिया से एक फ्लावर बड बना, फ्लावर बड के अंदर भी प्राइमोर्डिया है, you can see here. Okay, so this is carpel primordia. मतलब this primordial cells will future become carpel. Okay, so this is those cells, meristematic, actively meristematic cells. And this is stamen primordium. Okay, so these cells, bunch of cells will become stamen in future. Okay, so these are petal primordium. So in future, these cells, these meristematic cells will become petals. And this is the sepal. Okay, so sepal is already formed. Okay, तो यहाँ पे cells था होगा शायद primordia का. So this is already formed for giving the protection for the bud. Calyx का काम ही ये होता है. Calyx gives the protection for the floral bud. Okay, so that's what is written here. Inflorescence bears many floral buds like this. Okay, like this, many floral buds, which leads to the formation of parts of the flower. Okay, yes. Now, in every flower, there are 4 floral whorls. Okay, so 4 floral whorls होते हैं. They are arranged on a swollen stalk-like structure called as receptacle. Okay, so this is receptacle. Okay, so this is receptacle, also called as thalamus. Okay, also called as thalamus. This is sepal, that is calyx. Okay, always remember, sepal is one unit. Many sepals, when you join and collectively call it as calyx. Okay, अभी आपके पास बहुत sepals हैं. अब sepals है, एक sepal है, दो sepal है, बोलने से it is very better if you say we have a bunch of calyx, bunch of sepals, that is calyx. Okay, so corolla का unit is petal. Okay, petal is one, but many petals together we call it as corolla. Okay, so these two are included under accessory organs or also called as non-essential whorls. इनको कहते हैं non-essential whorls. Okay, so among 4 whorls, 2 are non-essential and 2 are essential. So these are essential whorls. Okay, so reproductive organs, this is very necessary, right? अगर flower reproductive unit है, So it should contain reproductive organs, right? Otherwise, we cannot call it as a reproductive unit. So which are the organs that it is carrying? Both male and female. So androecium is the male unit and gynoecium is the female unit. Okay. So stamen is the unit for androecium and pistil is the unit for gynoecium. Pistil is also called as carpel. Okay. It's also called as carpel. So let us look into the structure now. Okay, so this is the receptacle. Okay, so over receptacle, all all four floral whorls are arranged. Okay, now, ये इसको मैं कॉट कर देती हूँ. You just take it as pedicel. I hope you know, right? क्या कहते हैं? Stalk of leaf is called as petiole. Okay, then stalk of flower is called as pedicel. Stalk of inflorescence is called as peduncle. Okay, peduncle. So यहाँ पे इन्होंने कुछ गलत दिया था. Now you correct it. So this is the stalk of the flower, that is pedicel. Okay. So after a pedicel, this is the receptacle, and there are many calyx here. Okay, collectively called as many sepals collectively called as calyx, and there are many petals, that is corolla, and these two are the female and male parts. Okay, we will study about this gynoecium and androecium in detail now. Okay, so structure of a flower. So typical flower has two important parts, that is reproductive units. Okay, reproductive unit hai, that is androecium and gynoecium. Okay, so as I told you, androecium is the male part, gynoecium is the female part. Okay, yeah. So let us discuss about the male reproductive organ. So this is the enlarged weave. You can see the diagram here. This is the enlarged weave. Okay, so here again they have given. See, this is the pedicel, that is stalk of the flower. Okay, so this articulation means the arrangement. Arrangement ko bol rahe hai, articulation, you forget it. And this is the floral axis from where all the floral whorls are arranged. Okay, so here you can say this is the female unit. Okay, जो बीच में है, this is female unit and this one is male unit. Now you have to study the male reproductive unit first. Okay, so it contains a filament. Okay, and anther. So anther के अंदर there will be a pollen sac called as microsporangium, within which pollen grains will be present. ठीक है? So I'll show you in the next diagram here. So stamen is consist of majorly three parts. Okay, so filament. So this is the filament, like you can say stalk of the stamen, and this is anther. So if you cut the anther to weave what is inside, you can see there are pollen sacs. So inside pollen sac, here there will be pollen grains. Okay, so here there will be pollen grains. So this is the factory where pollen grains are produced. So this is the entire structure of stamen. Okay, so here you can study something about stamen. So this is the section of an anther. Okay, so this is a section of anther. So filament is long and very slender. Slender means it is very nazuk, matlab very delicate. Okay, so this filament or the stalk is the stamen ka stalk, which is called as filament. Okay, so then this part is called as connective. Okay, so connective is a place where anther and filament is attached. Okay, so this place is called as connective. And this entire thing is anther, and this anther is cutted into half like this. इस anther को half cut करके हम यहाँ पे weave कर रहे हैं. ठीक है? So what is here? So end of the filament is attached to the thalamus or petal. Okay, so ये देखो. So this is the stamen. Where is its end? Its end is in the petal. So it's like a petal. यहाँ पे petal होता है. So it's a petal. So always remember, when stamen is attached to petal, okay, when stamen is attached to petal, it is called as epipetalous. Okay, remember this. So otherwise stamen can, where it can attach to here near the thalamus. Both are the options. Ek in the this region in the petal, one in the thalamus. Okay, जब petal को attach करता है, we call it as epipetalous. Then anthers are bilobed. Now, if you ask me what is bilobed, ma'am, I'll write here what is bilobed. Array, I took same color. Just a second. Okay, so this is our filament. This is one lobe. This is another lobe. Okay, so that means there are two lobes. Okay, anther is bilobed. This is one lobe. This is another lobe, bilobed. Okay, and each lobe is dithecous. That means there will be a small groove here. Okay, a small groove here, and this groove is called as line of dehiscence. यहाँ पे दिया है ना line of dehiscence, that they have given line of dehiscence, or also called as stromium. Also called as stromium. Okay, so stromium or line of dehiscence. So which is theca, ma'am? See, this is theca. This in one lobe, you can see each lobe. एक lobe के अंदर, this is one theca, this is another theca. Okay, so there are two theca here. Okay, so inside the theca, there will be a pollen sac. Okay, so you can say in one lobe, there are two theca and two pollen sacs. So this is called as pollen sac, or also called as microsporangium. Also called as microsporangium. Okay, both are same. Pollen sac or microsporangium, both are same. Okay, so this is the structure, guys. ये filament है, this is connective, and anther is usually bilobed. Each lobe is dithecous, and each theca contains one microsporangium or pollen sac. Okay, and theca are separated by this longitudinal grooves called as line of dehiscence or stromium. So this is the structure of stamen. Okay, so is it clear? Does anyone have any doubt here? Okay, so there's a question here on the screen. Each lobe in an anther is monothecous, tetrathecous, polythecous, dithecous. Take some time, no need to hurry. Just now I explained. Okay, I'll launch the poll now. I hope you're clear with the answers. Good, good, Prajwal. Good, Ashwini, Shri Devika. Last 20 seconds. Very good, Ashwin KS. Okay, I'll end the poll exactly 1 minute. So let me share the results. So results are somewhat like this. 89% people have chosen option D, and two people have chosen option A, and 1% has chosen option B. So let me stop sharing and let's discuss which is the correct answer for this question. ठीक है, I'm happy that most of you have opted the correct answer, but still, let me write here something for you. Okay, so okay, this is one, and let's consider this is another lobe, because they're saying each lobe, right? So this is one lobe, this is second lobe, है ना? तो अभी, so here there is this part called as groove. यहाँ पे भी groove है. So this groove is what? This is a line of dehiscence, or also called as stromium. Okay, now this part, okay, so this is one theca. Okay, so this LOD, that is line of dehiscence, is separating the two theca. This is one theca, this is another theca. This is theca number 1, this is theca number 2. So 2 theca. Okay, so inside the theca, what is present? So inside the theca, there is a pollen sac. Okay, so this is called as pollen sac, or also called as microsporangium. Okay, now, so what is this structure? This is called as connective, and this is called as filament. Okay, so now each lobe in an anther, so this is each lobe, this is another lobe. Okay, so right side mein jo maine draw kiya hai, this is another lobe, left side is the each lobe. So it contains how many theca? There is one theca here, and there is another theca here. So definitely it is a dithecous. Okay, so if they ask you each anther has dash theca, what will you write? So this is the question I'm giving you. If they give you each anther has dash theca, what you will write? Very good, Nikita and Amik, yes. Then you have to write tetrathecus. Okay, so this is clear, right? Because why I explained in detail about this, because many students will get confused in theca, lobe, and pollen sac. Many say, I have seen students, they say pollen sac को ही वो theca बोलते हैं. ठीक है, वो डिफरेंट होता है. ओके, सो पोलन सैक इज डिफरेंट. सो ये पोलन सैक के अंदर यहाँ पे कैपिटल सेल्स होते हैं. सो दीज आर द नरिशमेंट गिविंग सेल्स टू द पोलन ग्रेन्स, एंड इसके अंदर पोलन टेट्राड्स होते हैं, और यू कैन से द पोलन ग्रेन्स. ओके, सो दिस इज द स्ट्रक्चर. ऑल राइट, सो अच्छा, so this will not end now if I start explaining, so let it be. So let Swarna ma'am do this for you. So okay, कोई बात नहीं, मैम कर लेंगी, ठीक है. So from the next chapter you have to next class you have to be ready for, from where? From the section of the anther. So I have launched the teacher NPS. Please give the NPS before leaving. Okay. And thank you for your support, everyone. So your Swarna madam will resume from Monday. Okay. Thank you. Yes, Prajwal, Ananya, and all other people here. Preetam, Chandana, Pratiksha, sab log. Okay. Okay. Ma'am, please show the slides of second chapter. So you want to see the slides? See, don't worry about this. Actually, all the slides are unique according to the teacher. Okay. So let me show you if you want. No problem with that. Yeah, definitely, Jayant. I will do it. Okay, so the next slide is the transfer section of anther. Ma'am, does it mean one theca contains one pollen sac? Yes. Sometimes there is an exception, Anuradha. Let me tell you an exception. एक बार क्या होता है ना, one lobe को one theca होता है. This is an exceptional case. In one lobe, one theca. This is an exception. ऐसा भी होता है. Okay. Ma'am, what is parthenogenesis? Pallavi, parthenogenesis means एक egg से, okay, so there is a female egg. Okay, so female, अरे what is this? Okay, so there is a female egg, so it will start to develop without fertilization and it will give rise to the new individual. That means it ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅರೆ something is wrong with my pen. It will start to give rise to the new individual without male. Okay, that means what it says, ನನಗೆ ಮೇಲ್ ಬೇಡ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ನಾನು ಮೇಲ್ ತಗೊಳಲ್ಲ, ನಾನೇ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್, ನಾನೇ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಹೊಸ ಬೇಬಿನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as parthenogenesis. Okay, so I hope this is clear with you. Any other doubts? So this is the slide, girl asked, that's why I'm showing. So this is the formation of this one, anther. Anther kaise formation hua bolke, although they are not given in your NCERT, but still you have to study this. Okay, so this is again the structure. Yahan pe structure hai actually. Then microsporogenesis, then shedding of pollen grain. Okay, then pollen grain ke bare mein, difference between exine and intine you have to study. Okay, so there is some economic importance. There are many. Okay, so don't worry about this. You will study, you'll get to study all these. Okay, so ma'am, how to differentiate juvenile and senescent phase in polycarpic plants? See, polycarpic means what, Baba? See, it's very easy, Anuradha. 1 minute. Let me stop sharing. Where is this? Okay. I was saying something now. I forgot what was I saying. Can anyone make me remember? There are many thank yous and whys here. I forgot. About phase in polycarpic. See, Anuradha, it's nothing any difficult here. देखो क्या होता है in polycarpic plants, the flowering will happen many times. Okay, so flowering बहुत time होता है, so it will produce many seeds and many fruits. ठीक है, once it does the flowering according to the season, so flowering के बाद fertilize करके fruit देता है. Again it will produce flowers, again it will give fruits, again flowering, fruiting. So this is how it happens many times. Okay, when you see there is a flowering stage, ठीक है, flowering दिख रहा है, तो अब बोलो उसमें reproductive phase है. ठीक है, now that plant or tree is a very old age, okay, with many seasons, you have not seen any flowering or any fruit, then you can say it is in a senescent stage. Okay, flowers नहीं है, fruiting नहीं है. Okay, so fruiting के बाद जो stage आता है, that is senescent stage. Juvenile is very easy to differentiate. If you see there are no flowering or no fruiting, कुछ भी नहीं है, सिर्फ stem, branching and leaves, then you can say it is a juvenile phase. Okay, Anuradha? It's easy. Okay. Okay, guys, then thank you very much. Please